Hello friends, I thought I will make a video while I'm chopping the wood so that I can tell something that I have realized over some last few years. Do I really need to chop the wood like this? No, I have lots of other ways to get firewood, charcoal and everything that I'm looking for. So in that sense, I really don't need to chop the wood. But why do I do it? So initially when we moved into our off-grid homestead, say like 7-8 years back, I was not having these tools, X and all. I had never held them in my hand in my entire lifetime actually. And I was seeing the villagers chop the wood, so I felt I can also try. And initially I was borrowing the X from this is X, okay, right? So borrowing the X from the villagers. They have beautiful X. These looks beautiful, but their X are custom made. And I started chopping the wood sometimes. In fact, the villagers don't like to share their X. They do it with lot of effort. So when I started chopping initially, I could hardly chop the wood for like say 10 minutes, and the two smaller ones. But I really liked the idea. I felt so many changes in my body and mind, about myself, about the atmosphere, so many things. So now I can chop the wood easily for 1 hour, 2 hours. Chop the trees also 2 hours or 3 hours. So definitely my capacity for chopping the wood has improved a lot. So there were different reasons for, you can come and go, but I'm talking. There are different reasons for, I like this idea very much. See, this is winters. The very first thing I get from chopping the wood is my body heats up, and I feel warm. The winters become manageable, bearable. I get sweating also. So this gives me better sleep. And winters usually other activities are less. In rainy and all, we have other tasks like weeding. You can come sit or go. Why are you standing like this? Please. That will feel like audience and I cannot concentrate. If you want, sit. Okay? You sit there. So it warms my body. We are able to use the wood. I am able to make firewood. So anytime the children or me want to warm up, say early morning in the winter, we will be having the stock of dried firewood. And it is fun to sit around with family around fire and talk and chit chat and snack on something. That is one thing. So next thing is charcoal. Savitri and Adya make most of the cooking, do most of the cooking with charcoal. In a charcoal powered steam cooker. The millets and dal, they use this cooker every day, and they use it twice daily actually. So when these would dry, let's say after 2 months, we make charcoal out of them. Otherwise, initially we were buying the charcoal from the market, and it was very expensive, and the charcoals were not well formed. They were damaging our steam cooker. So when we do it ourselves, we get the best quality charcoal, fine one. So these are the things. And then winters we like to have warm water for the bath. So that is always done with these firewoods that we collect from our farm. Now, so there are many other benefits. By chopping the wood, I feel a confidence in my abilities. Like say I'm physically fit. It gives me a sense of connection with the land. I'm sitting, chopping. I'm able to use the wood, convert the wood that is just lying in our farm or growing, the trees growing in our farm into something very useful. So this is one thing. Coming to body, if we speak scientifically, there are hundreds and hundreds of benefits of this activity. It looks very simple, but it's a wonderful activity. The first thing is it brings me outside. We have all grown up, in a schooling and working kind of lifestyle, indoor sedentary lifestyle. So the first thing it does is bring me outside. It makes me come out from the home for chopping the trees, for collecting the wood, and finally for chopping the wood. So it gives me a break from sitting and screen time, scrolling, consuming data, consuming online, n number of things that are there. So that is one thing. Next, it brings me outside into where? It brings me outside into the sunlight. While I am doing this, I am getting fresh air, sunlight, I am connected with the Mother Earth. So there are plenty of benefits of this. It keeps my bones strong, my vitamin D levels appropriate. So the foremost thing, my palms, my wrist is getting exercise, my elbow is getting exercise, my shoulder is getting exercise, I'm holding with the other hand, this hand is getting exercise, I'm sitting on the ground, so my entire body is getting exercise out of this. And the sweating that happens with this activity is real sweating. It is mediated through hard work, through a physical process, not just due to outside temperature. So that pulls out waste from my body, deep-seated waste, the waste that are there in fat under the skin, they come out of the body through sweat. So definitely it's a cleansing activity for my body. And what that does, that improves my immunity, that improves the functioning of my entire body, that protects me from infections. In fact, if I have any infections, they will be gone with this activity. My body heats up, so infections are eliminated with higher temperature. And what else? See, you can see I'm breathing. I'm breathing deeper, so my lungs are getting more oxygen. and they are sending more and more oxygen to the entire body. Oxygen is very important in cleaning process. There is a process called oxidation. Chemistry and biology people understand this. Oxygen through oxidation kills cancer cells, damaged cells, weak cells, abnormal cells, old cells, infections, viruses. One of the That's why we are told to use antioxidants. When the oxidation in our body goes beyond certain limit, oxidation is a process of cleansing. Our own cells are affected by that. But I'm not involved in such activities. Instead, I'm getting more and more oxygen in this process. So cleansing happens nicely. I feel very happy when I'm cutting wood. See, this is raw wood, this is processed. Instantly I'm able to get with my own hands without spending any money, without traveling anywhere. I am able to get a final product. So that is a huge way of self-reliance, and this is not a one-time process. The trees go on giving wood continuously. We are always chopping, and this is happening almost like every month, almost every month, and more so in winters because we make charcoal. It built my confidence because when we work with our hands and convert something physically using our body without using any electricity or uh, fossil fuels, using those machines, we feel confident. I can do it. That is the sense we develop. And what releases happy hormones in our body? There are hormones called anandamaya. Ananda means happiness. They are released from our body when we work long and deep. That is also called runner's high. That's why people get hooked to these marathons. You run for long distance, 1 hour, 2 hour, 3 hour. I used to do that as well. In my college days, I was running. I was also running when I was in Hubli. But here there is no need to run. That running is not giving really many other things except the benefits of running. Here I am able to get much more exercise, many more benefits, and the final product also. And what else? Our farm also remains clean with this activity. Otherwise, it very quickly gets converted into a jungle, forest kind of place, right? So Anju is watching. So she will also sometimes say, I will also cut, I want to cut. So it's a wonderful way of raising children. Doing as many things as possible with our hands as a parent, and the children will follow in that steps, in that footsteps, in that way of living. Right? And wherever we go, our chickens follow. So they come there, scratch the ground, they find some insects. So it's such a lovely atmosphere, right? bird sounds, they are playing, they are jumping, they are chasing, they are mating, all the activities going on around. What else? Many things actually. You may say I cannot do such things in the city. Why not? You can do something similar, if not this. There are many ways. I am doing what is necessary, possible, useful for me. So wherever you are, look deeper and you will find out something which will be of help to you. Okay? Never say that you are living in forest, farm, and you are able to do this kind of activities. No. It's a very narrow way of looking at things. I am doing these things because it is possible here. So if you find out something which is possible at your place, it's better to be outdoor and doing something. It can be sprouting the grains, soaking, sprouting, watching them, and you have put them to dry, okay, for making flour. It can be anything, any essential outdoor activity that is possible in your home, in the veranda, in the roof, on the roof, in the backyard, wherever it is. The sunlight gives me a clarity. I have observed when I'm inside, negative thinking overtakes. When I'm outside under the sun, negative thinking diminishes. So definitely, since we are living like this for many years, there is tremendous drop in the negative thinking in my head. Okay. What else? People respect me when they see that I am chopping the wood. They say, you are a doctor and you chop your own wood. That's an admirable activity. See? Very tiny thing, but how it comes back. Who don't like that? Who don't want respect from neighbors and society? So whenever we have anything to build, like shed for the chicken, our compost toilet, trellis, you can see some structures in our back, some raised beds and all. We only do all these things, and it's not just me. My wife Savitri also chops. Ade also chops. Sanju also chops. Chopping is a very instantaneous activity for us now. Whenever there is wood and if someone needs it, they just chop it. We don't request or ask anybody else or wait for someone to come. So definitely, the simple task creates a self-sustaining mindset. Whatever situation may come, we can solve with our own hands, right? Virlan, cut my. And this is not a constant, monotonous, fixed activity like we do in front of a computer, or like the laborer, like the bus conductor. Constantly he is giving tickets. So every day it is same process, repeating same activity, sitting in front of computer, working, do. That is monotonous. That leads to boredom. But you see here, The woods are of different size, shape, density, different trees. So every wood within the same wood, chopping at two different places is also a different activity. So it develops my, let's say, spatial ability. It's called spatial ability. Means, for what I mean is, some people coming from cities who are born and raised completely in big cities, they they are not able to walk on this kind of ground. They feel very uncomfortable. They feel like they are falling. So when I handle these, okay, this is something directly related to me. From my childhood, I don't remember exactly when. Maybe I was born like that, or something happened during childhood. I don't have hearing sense in my left ear. Only my right ear works. So most of the time, the uh, ear gives the ability. The ear bones, there is malleus, incustate, small tiny bones in the ear. They they give us an ability to balance our body. So from childhood, I have always felt imbalanced, especially when I am walking on a wall or standing on a roof or a hill like that. But with this kind of activities, I feel that I'm not that much scared. I'm able to tolerate heights better. So that's what I mean by spatial ability, right? What else? These are winters. So winters are not good for sleep because it is days are short, light is less, nights are longer, it's cold, nothing to do. Especially we have chosen an outdoor way of living, so we cannot do anything here in winter nights. It just gets dark here at 6 o'clock. So if we struggle with sleep in winter, it turns to anxiety and depression. These kind of activities help me out there. It frees me from that kind of situation, and I have gone through such situations already. It's not that I'm just telling these things theoretically. I have gone through the winter blues. It's called winter blues, depression, right? This is specifically relevant to people who go to US, or people who go from tropical region to temperate, like people from Bidar who go to southern Karnataka. Here winters are, you know, smaller, shorter. Rains are also smaller and shorter. But when we go to the places with high rainfall and longer winters, our sunlight exposure reduces, and that leads to depression actually. The rates are highest in winter. And when I was very low, like a few years ago, winters were the most difficult times for me. I used to get depressed, irritated, frustrated, angry. I used to, avoid people or talk rudely with them, all those kind of things. But these regular activities have given me a lot of relief from those things. Now I don't have such things. Right? It's recording. Time. And once sleep gets better, once I am able to sleep every day, nicely, whatever disease is there, it heals. The repair happens in sleep. Repair does not happen when we are awake. The cleansing happens in sleep, right? Memory happens in sleep. Nowadays I am seeing lots of people who are visiting us, they have short-term memory loss. They are constipated, they have some pains, they have worries, their diseases are not healing. So they are losing their sleep over it because of the pain, because of the medications, because of the if a person is constipated, it becomes difficult to sleep actually. Only after nice digestion, the sleep happens nicely. See how things are deeply connected. So, why do I chop the wood? It's not for money. It's not for saving money. It's not that I don't have money or I cannot make money. The purpose is much bigger. It's about life itself. I do this because this is the best way for me to remain healthy here. If I'm not able to chop the wood, I'm doing this regularly. So if I'm not able to chop the wood, say in future, that gives me an indication that I'm not taking care of myself, right? So maybe I'm eating junk or worried or overworked, whatever it is. So that gives me feedback that you should take care of the body. Now you are ignoring it. What else? I can remember many more benefits of this simple task, right? Not just my daughter, me or my wife are benefited. Somewhere, if you are watching with interest, maybe it will motivate you to, you know, look at your way of living, like where you are not taking care of yourself, right? Where you need to be more active. So definitely I will have more social connection. People like you who gets motivated through this activity. We can form better bonds with each other, right? Yes. The simple act is building the society also, right? I'm sitting here, I don't need to go anywhere. Okay, I'm doing my task and the society is built automatically through this task. Instead of chopping, if I go to the market, what is it called? We call it adda here. Adda means sawmill. It is called sawmill. The same wood goes from here to there. They chop it in the machine, and this much will cost maybe 100 rupees there, right? So why do I chop the wood? Do I need a reason to chop the wood? When we came here first, we were not at cooking on charcoal. Even then, I was chopping the wood. Chopping the wood was somehow very satisfying activity for me. I remember when I was at other place, I was at a nearby place earlier. Every day morning I was chopping the wood, and I had made small pieces like this much, and I had piled up so much such pieces there. I was not having any plans to use it, or where to use it and all. I had just chopped it. So if my days, I observed when my days started like that, it becomes easier to pass the entire day. A day that starts with producing something, a wood, a charcoal, that takes care of so many things. It is the best beginning for the day, right? So the entire day feels good. One more place where I have used lot of chopped wood. I have used this handsaw, to simple handsaw, this hammer, and these two X, one is there and one is here, to chop even. This is also okay, from a wood, chopped nearby, and this too also you can see chopped. So uh, I had chopped huge trees, old trees, waste trees, or whichever we don't need, made pits, buried those logs in the ground, and put tree saplings, papaya saplings, tomato saplings. The fruit comes from the stem comes from the root takes the nutrition from the soil. So it means the roots and stem have everything that is necessary for a tree. So whenever we have excess wood, I just bury it under the ground. Wherever I have trees, maybe sensitive trees or small trees or the trees that we want to have more fruits, flowers, I make pit and bury these things inside. That acts as a source of manure, right? When it goes under the soil, it slowly gets composted and it becomes a manure. It holds the moisture. This already has moisture. When we bury it under the soil, it acts as a source of moisture. The tree here penetrates, sends the root inside the stem and takes the nutrients and water from this and survives. So I need to put less and less water. I don't depend on watering that tree to help it grow. So it becomes a source of compost, source of water, and by the time this much of wood is composted, say it takes 1 year, 2 year, 3 year, the tree has grown, and it no more needs me to bury these kind of things, right? That's called a 𝐂𝐤 culture bed. Okay, 𝐂𝐤 culture. It's a German word for burying wood in the ground to grow the garden. So why do I chop the wood, you may ask? How should I pass my time if I don't chop the wood? Should I read? Read what? Just some theories, some philosophy, some bullshit, religious stories. Read what? Create what? Meeting the clients, seeing the clients, work all day, make a lot of money, and do what with the money? Money is necessary, fine, but I know the limits of money also. Beyond certain limit, money starts owning me. I make money, I make enough money to sustain me today, tomorrow, day after tomorrow. I own my land, I own my home, I don't have any EMI, debts, loans, nothing to pay off, mortgage. So I need money to sustain now, that's all. And if I make work from morning to evening, I'm stressed and I have money. So what I will do with that? As it becomes night, I will start indulging. I will start smoking, I will start drinking, I will start traveling, I will start shopping, because those are all the things that I have done, that I know. Right? People say you should earn more and help the society. I don't believe in that. They say I should see more and more people, I should do more and more camps. But I will be the one who will be affected by that. The stress of it, the stress of traveling, the stress of doing all that kind of activities. What about my body, my mind, my stress, my health, my peace, my freedom, my exercise, my sweating? Who will do that for me? Right? It is something more than money that I need, that I need to fulfill it myself. Okay, this cannot be purchased from market. So why do I chop the wood? Why should I chop the wood? The more I ask, the more reasons come out. I chop the wood to clear the land. Our land is 1 acre. When we came first, when we bought it, half of the land was covered in wild trees, thorny trees, bushes, creepers, runners. Half of the land. So by chopping the trees, we cleared that spaces. Even now, the clearing is going on. We are still chopping the unnecessary trees. Right? So when more land is cleared, I don't believe in owning large piece of land and all that, but I already have 1 acre of land. That's very big. And when more land is cleared, and I make sure that I keep at least one tree of a particular species. I don't chop all the trees of a species. You can see in the back, I don't know whether it's visible, there is Dhobis nut, Balama. Okay, so I have kept it, but at the other point I have removed it, because they are not really directly related to our consumption or work. So when more and more trees are removed, I am getting more and more land cleared, and I am able to plant one other necessity, one more necessary tree I can plant there. Maybe a medicinal tree, maybe a food tree, maybe a fruit tree, maybe whatever it may be, shade tree, maybe avenue tree, right? Or a tree which just the children want to have in the garden. It could be anything. Everyone who has come here has suggested. Why not use JCB? That fellow will clear the entire land in say 3 days, 4 days like that, and he will level also. And what would I do? If JCB comes and clears the land instantly, what should I do here? What is left there to do? How will I get the wood regularly? I am clearing slowly. I am getting the wood, and by the time I am clearing one side, there is some tree growing on the another side. So the supply and demand are satisfied, and this can go on for thousands of years, millions of years. I really never need to go and buy the wood this way. But if I put a JCB here and do it instantly, the JCB comes and fills our entire land with seeds. Okay. So I never allowed that in my land. Working with JCB and all those kind of things. They tell me to dig the borewell. I say no. We are planning to dig a open well, a small tiny open well. For that also we cleared some forest recently, right? That also we are doing in a forested area. So why do I chop the wood? It gives me mental benefits, psychological benefits, emotional benefits, physical benefits, financial benefits, social benefits, recreation. If I chop the wood, I get so much entertainment, right? Just like going to a adventure park, water park, Disneyland, that kind of places. In my backyard for free of cost. It's an adventure, right? See, all the woods are different. This is different. It's adventurous. It's exciting. When I hit it, some small pieces, they fly in the air and they shoot up in the eyes also. The eyes close instantly. They never damage my eyes because eyes know when to close, right? So I have learned so much by chopping the wood. It gives me something that nothing has given me ever. A sense of purpose and satisfaction. Whatever I did in the past, I did jogging, I did business, I worked, I made money, I traveled, I read, I wrote, I published. It all ended up, repetitive, monotonous. You will see that most of my topics, they are not repetitions. My one video is not like another video. The editing, length, size, duration, topic, everything differs. So that is how nature is. I don't like monotony. I don't like to make similar kind of videos, topics, and all those things. I'm satisfied, right? The sound is so sweet. Sound of X hitting the wood. When I'm chopping the wood, I have to sit straight. Please observe. Look at me. Anyway, you are looking at me from long time. You will see that I cannot chop the wood by sitting like this. It's not possible. So I have to sit. So it forces me to maintain a posture. keep my body straight, right? So I am protected from spinal cord issues, back issues, and whatnot. Everything, it's all interrelated. I learn a lot about trees when I chop the wood. You know, I'm getting first-hand experience of what wood is, what life is. If you see in the morning, this will be a red color, freshly chopped, so it looks yellowish. Morning it will turn to red. It's amazing. These kind of things we don't experience when we just purchase the wood from the market. One more benefit, very important one, because Adya and Savitri cook with charcoal, they don't depend on LPG that much. We get 2 LPG cylinders in 1 year. That's all. Everything else, the cooking is done on charcoal. Okay. I can even say maybe we are getting one and a half cylinder in a year. Not even 2. I have to look into my this thing to see it. Right? So people wonder, what if I get injured doing this? That's a question born out of fear. Wood chopping is not a new activity. It's happening. We don't know since when it's happening. Woodpecker is doing it for millions of years. Right? People are doing it from, we don't know, thousands of years. For me, if I don't do this activity, my body will be weak and it will be prone to injury. This does not give me injury. This protects me from injury. Right? Unfortunately, people confuse idleness, sitting, inactivity, sedentary lifestyle with wellness, comfort, health, and immunity. Those kind of things. No, not at all. It's other way around. Activity protects you from injury. Sitting gives you knee pain, joint pain, back pain, piles, acidity, digestive issues, all kind of such things. Heart attack, cancer, everything. And you go for surgery and they will send back you with a huge wound, injury that may heal or may not heal. Right? I have never got injured in this activity. See, there are no targets here. I have no wish, desire, or force to cut some like 20 pieces of wood or so. I am doing it with the total wish and will. So there is no chance of rush. Most important cause for injuries is rush. How can I injure if I am not rushing? Right? Is it possible? No. And I don't suggest this to do. I'm not suggesting to this video. You should find out something relevant to your life. That is your life, your lifestyle. So understand what is the best lifestyle for you. I have discovered what suits me mentally, physically, right? I will see if YouTube allows me. I will put a list of benefits there for your reference. I might have missed some, or I might have told some additional than what the list may have, right? Our land, our trees, our hands, our tools, our time, chopping, using this for our own purpose. This is the ultimate example of self-reliance, sustainability, self-sustainability, right? We make coal in winters, at the end of the winter, say January, and some of these woods will be kept for that purpose. And that will be used throughout the year. We make just one barrel of charcoal and we are able to cook for 1 year, 2 times a day. Can you imagine how much is this simple sustainability? Zero cost. Absolutely no cost involved. I have seen people, 90-year-old people, chopping the wood in villages. That was something which has caught my attention like 8 years ago. The wife collecting the wood and bringing, husband chopping the wood every day, little bit of wood every day, wife cooking rotis and dal on that really tastes wonderful. The best food is the one that is cooked on wood fire, charcoal, because the fire is smallest possible. You will see yellow colored fire, red colored fire when you cook with a wood. What do you see when you cook with a LPG stove? Blue color fire, flame, green colored flame. What is that actually? That is high temperature, 15 times higher than the wood fire. So what happens to the life of the food? The vitamins, the minerals, the bonds between atoms that form the vitamins, amino acids, peptides, proteins, carbohydrates, what happens to them? Most of them are damaged. So when you are cooking without wood, you are not eating the real food also, right? So what I am getting when I am chopping this wood, I am getting the real food. The entire family is getting the real food. I don't need to go to a gym, to a stadium, take membership, wait for someone to open the gym. I don't need to buy a dress or jogging dress. I don't need a track, a safe place to run and do all those things. This takes care of all that and much more, and it gives back actually, right? So find out something that you can do. I don't chop daily. Please don't get me wrong. I am not saying I chop daily. It is not necessary. In rainy, there is absolutely no chopping involved. I just cannot sit like this in rainy at all. Okay, the soil will be wet, wood will be wet. If I chop also, it will not dry. So there is no need. Chopping all starts in winters. We need wood for warming, heating, cooking, and all. See, I feel better. I can do it. I chop such a big piece. I have chopped even bigger too, right? Okay. What else, friends? What else? Why do I chop the wood? Why should I chop the wood? I don't have even a single reason that says I should not chop the wood. But I have so many reasons that tells me I should chop the wood. I told you many already. I get beautiful aroma from these wood, right? From these cuts. The freshly cut tree gives out wonderful aroma. Each tree gives out different aroma. You don't get it anywhere. So what are you doing for getting a better sleep at night? I'm doing this. If not this, I'm doing something else. Today I gave bioenzyme to all my fruiting plants. It took more than 1 hour. Anju was also there. She helped me there. It was a physical activity. Adya applied lime wash on the walls. That was a physical activity. Right. So when I'm doing physical activity, it radiates. See, then if someone starts cleaning up, others will join. Similarly, when someone is doing physical activity at home, it motivates others to act, get out of the sitting. Never tell your parents, children, your wife, never force them to just sit. Sit you are sick, sit you are small, sit you are pregnant, sit you are old, sit you have worked a lot, sit you are retired, right? Our body is designed for movement, not for movement is life. Movement is the only purpose. If it is not moving, it degrades. Just like our engine, if it's not moving, if it's not working, it rusts. And that is much more difficult to cure than the injury. Our body knows how to cure the injury, but not the rust. That's why we see autoimmune diseases, cancers nowadays. Our body don't know how to cure the diseases that comes from sitting, right? So get up, chop something, bring something, carry something, lift something, pull something, and even better, make it free of cost, make it relevant, make it useful, right? in tribal places and small villages, men chop every day and alternate day. They chop the wood for making rotis. So, why do I chop the wood? Why should I chop the wood? Why I should not chop the wood? You don't have any reason not to chop the wood, right? Why I don't use machines for this activity? I do have machines. I have small battery operated chainsaw, but that cannot chop this. X does it better than me. And that's not fulfilling at all. I don't get any sweating when I use that. See, I'm making those noises which like tennis players do when they enter the second round. What is it? Second set. Ha! 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 That means I'm working deep, breathing deep, right? Getting deeper benefits. That cannot happen initially. It happens only after some sustained effort, physical effort. Deep work, deep sleep, deep healing, deep living. By work, I don't mean the work that is dictated by the society. I hate that work. I'm against that work. Okay. I have seen all that. I have done all that. There is nothing in that except exploit it. Work is just an extension of casteism. Work is nothing to be glorified. There is no glory in work. No animal works. No birds work. No fishes work. Right? Tribals work very less. Isolated. Tribals don't have the concept of work. You have been created by the society to work for others' sake, not for your sake. You will always be made to overwork and you will always be paid less than you need. You will never feel satisfied at work. Never ever. No such thing is possible. That's why I've seen many people getting depressed after their retirements. It's a common epidemic. Epidemic means common disease. So I quit the job myself and went for this. I decided 10 years ago that I will not work again for anybody else. I will work for myself. And for my children also, that is the way we have implemented. They are also growing up as self-sustainable, self-reliant individuals. See, this is the spatial development that I am talking about. No amount of theoretical understanding can help me in holding and chopping this wood. For every for every hit, I have to hold it in certain way. So my entire body, all the senses are working for that. My skin is working, whether I am holding right, whether I am holding firm. My eyes are working, whether I am hitting right. Okay, my ears are working. You know, whether the axe is cracking. If the axe is cracking, it is getting damaged. My ears are the ones that detect first. Okay, it is moving, it is back, it is moving. So we are not always seeing. Our eyes are on the wood. I'm looking at this, whether I'm holding, where I should hold, here, here. So when it hits, if the axe is about to dislocate, dislodge, or fall apart, the ears are the ones which get it first, right? Like this. So much happening. Okay. So this is why I break the wood. I chop the wood. Okay. Fine. That's all. Take care. We'll see you again in another video and another topic.